So if you still talk to your family somehow, and you're still able to get a hold of these people that talk about the inflated COVID numbers, as if that means anything, it doesn't. So as we know, the Rona has taken it upon the world. And we're done. We're done here. Okay. Oh, we're done. Oh. And much like a cat that doesn't like to be held, we're done with that shit. Let us on the floor. So we can meow at you for attention. So cute. Oh. And the entire time, no Republican has been any help whatsoever. Except for, disproving their entire thoughts about how anything works. Like how they made $6 trillion appear out of nowhere for whatever the hell they wanted to do with it. Which is give $1,000 to most of the citizens and give $4 trillion to companies and corporations, several of which are not from America. They don't even go here. As Luna Oi outlined in her video, there was also a huge backlash to basic hygiene, such as washing your hands or wearing a mask. There's still a huge backlash to wearing a mask, even though masks help a lot. But we dismissed it because it doesn't stop you from getting the infection. It mostly stops your breath from being protracted from your face. So if everyone just wore a goddamn mask, their breath wouldn't be protracted from their face. Because the main way that Rona was transmitted from person to person, or is transmitted, because we're still in the middle, our numbers have not decreased unlike every other nation, is by talking. If you talk to people, you are spreading the coronavirus. That is the main way. It just wafts in the air towards you. My camera is, 3 feet away. That's close enough to get the coronavirus. That's it. That's our life. That's why we're calm. I don't like numbers. I don't like research. I don't like researching numbers. I would rather leave that up to Sean and Jen or H Bomber Guy, who also kinda hates it. It didn't have to be this bad. Japan, who had a worse response to the United States, has much better numbers than us because wearing a mask is already normalized and everybody already had one. Who'd have thought the culture that thinks that anytime you get your feet wet, you're going to catch a cold, survived better than the United States? In fact, everyone survived better than the United States, especially the communists. Which is why our direct rejection of all of their advice probably made us worse off for it. But anyways, the numbers. So Fox News harped on Colorado because Colorado was adjusting how it reports a pandemic because we've never had a pandemic in the modern time. And this is where it all sorts from. This is their vague source. Colorado adjusted how it counted its Rona deaths. So, without investigating, without seeing where that goes, without applying that to other states, without investigating how other states do it, I assume they did investigate, because I assume they're not lazy. But they just didn't report on how any other states track it. So I assume it's not a big deal anywhere else, because if it was, Fox News would have made a big stupid deal about it, like they did about Colorado. So what Colorado did is their numbers in May 16th were at 1,000 deaths, and they backed that down to almost 900 deaths. Because some people have health problems, and if someone's, had the coronavirus, but died of some other condition, then they didn't count it for their total numbers, and Fox News made a big stink about this to then think that it's all bad. But what it really means is that the Rona deaths, which is a number of people that I will never know, is now a number of people I will never know. That is the difference. There's still a stupid number of people that die from coronavirus. And also, why do you have 100 patients that have other sicknesses that got coronavirus? That should be a damn good question you fucking ask you lazy ass piece of shit, Fox News. You incurious bunch of oil money guzzling fucking stupid ass bootlicking bastards. I'm so angry. I'm mostly angry because I had to do research and I had to read these stupid fucking sites. Everything. Any site where someone rattles off the words, they get more money if it's COVID, are a bunch of fucking idiots, and I hate them, and I want to strangle. And that's their source. That's their one fucking source is Fox News reporting on one state being on changing how they count deaths. The numbers were inflated. No, your story is actually about how the numbers are not inflated now. How the numbers are accurate now. That's your story. The numbers are accurate is the takeaway. And as we count the number of people that are alone in their apartment with no help and no family and no support who have just died. And even if the numbers are inflated, so what? What are you gonna fucking do about it, you piece of shit? What do you want to do? Go out and get a haircut? You don't want to change how hospitals are funded? You think just because we didn't have a set way to count deaths during a major pandemic where hospitals will be short on supplies, that now that's a reason to do what? Fucking ingrates. Fucking pieces of shit. This isn't fun. This isn't fun. Remember we had fun? God, I want to talk about fun things instead. So anyway, I went down the rabbit hole for all these special baby sites. And I stopped. And I'm like, no one's explaining what these words mean. No one is explaining these terms. These are all throwing out buzzwords. There's no substance to this. So I looked up, they get paid more for corona deaths. Because what the fuck does that mean? They get paid by who? Who gets paid? Where is this money going? How do hospitals get their money? You want to Google that once in a while? I'm so sorry. I'm the people that are watching. I'm so sorry. I very much doubt. Sorry. I'm watching this. This was a phrase offhandedly thrown out there during one of the coronavirus inflation videos I watched and read. And several people did it and just threw it out there. Like, oh, you got hit by a bus, but you had corona. It's a corona death. Like, fuck you. Fuck those people. What the fuck? Like, who's getting more money then? The hospital gets money because someone found someone on the street? Like, what? What? How do you think this fucking works, you fucking piece of shit? See, I can't do this. They're so fucking stupid. I made an attempt to go down the rabbit hole for that one. But, these websites didn't seem to have any sources because they just want to throw out buzzwords for their stupid fucking readers. This took like 2 seconds because Snopes already debunked it. Because, and I agree, they're not very clear on what the terms mean because I don't think the term means anything by the people who say it or even think about what it means. Snopes checked how much Medicare pays for Rona treatment. And it wasn't significantly more or less, and it fluctuated depending on hospital and insurers, how much money they gave to hospitals for people being taken care of. It was nothing. It's a big nothing burger. And so what? What if hospitals did get more money because of the coronavirus? What you gonna do about it? You're gonna nationalize our health care? You could do that. That would fix the problem. You fucking dink. So when I imagined this topic and I stumbled upon it, I thought it would be a bigger expose of an H. Bomber guy or even Sean and Jen. I thought I would do a video like that, but no, because it's stupid and short and anyone can do this in fucking 5 minutes. Blame my mother for bringing it up in literally every conversation I've had with her over the last 2 months. Hey mom, fuck you. I don't know. I can't say fuck you to my mother. Let's pretend like this is for my mother. So let's talk about the Republican response to this emergency. So there are a lot of discrepancies with how we report death. I assume that they give it a little essay and doctors don't have to have a bubble sheet for what this death was. Heart failure, likely cause, coronavirus, diabetes, overweight, whatever. Doctors also fucking love to harp on you for being overweight, and you should tell them to know that to file for every time they tell you because they're kind of bastards about it. Doctors tend to ignore other health problems because of people are overweight. I'm just throwing that in there because, doctors can be dicks, and it is a problem that probably should be fixed. But, we're on coronavirus now. Doctors are heroes. Blah. So all of a sudden, now that we have the coronavirus, a lot of, arbitrary systems where we track what people's deaths mean are going up against, how we want to panic about it and how we don't want to stay inside because apparently we have no self-reflection and we don't want to meet our neighbors and we don't want to help anyone and you don't know anyone within a mile that can lend you some toilet paper. I didn't buy extra toilet paper and I was fine. So, fuck. Remember 2 months ago when toilet paper was a meme? I had a point. I was going for a point. Oh yeah. But the thing is, America and Americans are very uncomfortable with death. It's this weird thing that only seems to come up during certain times. And now that the coronavirus has come and stayed and lives here and apparently was not chased away by the summer heat, instead of looking to our institutions and our structure and our economy to see how maybe things can be better, see how maybe everyone should have housing, maybe we should have a way so that people can get fed food when they need it as a human right, because everyone kind of needs food to live, and for some reason we've privatized that, so we should nationalize healthcare, food delivery, and housing. But instead of all of that, we're nitpicking numbers and we're making me read Fox News. How dare you? And we don't think about what's normal for a death. For example, if a man has diabetes, is suspected of having passed off a $20 bill, diabetes obviously kills him after a cop stands on his neck for 10 minutes. We don't think about how, these things are recorded in there. Speaking of inflated and deflated numbers, cops kill a lot of damn black people. Fuck the police. Maybe they're an industry that only exists to serve the rich and wealthy people and exists to kill the poor people, including black and white people and Latinos, and they're dogs. And they kill dogs a lot. And maybe they do more harm than good because they just keep killing innocent black people, including Tamir Rice, who was a child with a toy gun in a park that they drove through the park onto the lawn to shoot him. Maybe we just don't need those damn police. Maybe we shouldn't send guys with guns to every little complaint when Karen calls the cops on a black person. You thought I wasn't going to mention it. But I was. We should stop killing black people. And speaking of black people dying more, black people are dying more. As 12% of the population, they're damn near 40% of the coronavirus casualties. Thanks, racism. Black lives matter, but also the black quality of life matters. And we are not supplying that in America. And if capitalism hasn't done that after 50, 100, 200 years, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's on its way. There's still a lot of poor people. In fact, there's 1% of the people that have more money and there's more wealth in fewer hands than in the fucking feudal era. Maybe this system is a fucking sham. Oh no, but it overinflated some numbers. What you gonna do about it, bitch? Are you gonna go out in the streets and riot because we have a healthcare system that is driven by profit? You could. It's not hard. And we've learned with enough people, the police don't mean shit. We've also learned that police are fickle bastards, so they probably shouldn't have a job because they can't handle any. Thanks. I was Ray Richards. I hate no, I don't. I wish I was talking about fiction right now. I'm Ray Richards. I'm a fiction writer. I have a bunch of stories that you can beta read on my Patreon. Go out, check out my Patreon. I'll keep you informed about what I'm doing and how sad I am, maybe. I don't know. I haven't done it lately because, geez, I've been sad and I thought it's been so important to listen to the black voices right now that I haven't put out a video, and that's what a lot of people have done. And it's been hard because it's hard to find things that other people aren't saying. So I thought I'd just say this, even though, it wasn't hard. It was 2 seconds and Snopes found it. And then it was a bunch of minutes to find out that the right wing means nothing when they say these words. And there's nothing behind their thought process. In fact, the right wing says these things in order to not criticize our government or our economy. That's the thoughts. That's the thoughts for the video. When somebody says they get paid more for deaths, you answer, okay, then we should nationalize the healthcare system. Do something about it. When someone says they've inflated the numbers, you say, Okay, I have a quippy one for that. It's still more people than you know. I don't know. It's terrible. Comment something nice on this video. That's what I got. That's what I got. Alright, I'm gonna be over here. I'm shooting a video. Okay, kitty. Hi. Why are you meowing at me? I said I'm gonna shoot a video. Do you want you to reframe it? You want to be lower? I don't think that's any different. That looks the same. Do you like that? Just so much of my belly. You want over here? You want over here? Okay. I can pick you up. I can pick you up. Alright, you ready? Oh, hi, Emma.